my process to get to any goal. Maybe read that. Okay, it probably make sense to you. Maybe may not be. I don't know. But basically, what I want to share today is this. Okay, all of us, right? Why do we do what we do? Okay, I'm not going to take a lot of time. I promise you. I don't want to sound like Tony Robbins here, right? But all I want to say is, hey guys, all of us. I think all of us, right? Financial security. Okay. If you want to share your goal, put it in the chat, guys. Okay, I just want to make sure, right? And so everybody, if I ask a question, right? Hey, who wants to be financially independent, financially free? Everybody wants to, but different people are going to have different definitions of financial security, financial freedom, financial independence, whatever it is. Okay, for me, my main goal from 2014 or so when I decided I need to do something. I cannot depend on my job, was I just want to make sure that all of my expenses, initially my fixed cost, like my mortgage, my food on the table, maybe, car payment, insurance, whatever, and then eventually my dreams and my luxuries, if you will, like travel and stuff like that, all of that, I want to see how I can have, instead of me putting my time to make the money, I can make money with my mind. Okay. So over time, and you guys have seen this, right? I started figuring out, hey, how can I create assets? It could be rank and rent. This slide is actually from my mastermind. So every quarter I have about 10 to 15 people in my mastermind. We go through this process, then I work with them one-on-one. I'll be opening my mastermind next week for the next batch. I think some of you are already in my mastermind. But I just want to cover one slide from my mastermind so you guys understand what you need to do. At least that's helped me. It's helped a ton of people in my mastermind who's implemented it to go and make their money and become financially independent, right? I can give names in my mastermind, like Donald, right? He joined my mastermind in March, literally implemented what I'm going to show you, and then was able to replace his job income. He's from Ireland, and then 2 months ago, he just uprooted himself from Ireland, moved to Thailand. He traveled to 3 to 4 different countries, and now he's living in Ireland and doing the same thing. Okay, I can just go. I don't want to take names, but there's so many people in the mastermind. Okay, so one of the first things you want to do is we want to make sure we know our expenses, right? So many times, and I want to share this with you. I listed my expenses. This was when I was in my day job. I started listing my expenses, right? And I thought I got my fixed cost in here. I got my kids stuff. I got my variable cost, right? But then as I started tracking it every month, I realized my eating out cost was not really 200. This expense was more like $1,000, right? I thought I was eating out less, but hey, every vending machine, every little snack, everything adds up, and then it became $1,000. So one of the first things, if you have not replaced your job income or all your expenses with either SEO clients, rank and rent, we'll talk about that later, right? Is make sure you list out all your bills, expenses in detail. Okay. So that's what I want to talk about today. One of the first things I want to talk about is, okay, you want to make sure you list out all your fixed cost expenses, fixed expenses and variable expenses, right? Go back 3 months of your credit card statements, your bank statements. You'd be surprised, okay? Don't just go by 1 month. Go for last 2-3 months, okay? Second thing, my goal eventually is I want to slowly get all my income, my payments on the first of the month. I call this mortgage business model. Very early on in my SEO career, I had rank and rent clients. I had client SEO. And some clients paid me on the 15th, some clients paid me on the 8th. You know how it is. Some clients would, every month they would say they pay on the 15th, but then I had to follow up with them 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days before they pay a payment. You know how it is, right? And I realized that was a headache. Okay. I wanted to do what my mortgage company is doing. I bet everybody of you here, whether you're paying a mortgage or a rent, the first of the month, maybe first 2-3 days of the month, it's going. Most likely first of the month, right? I want to be a mortgage company where I get all the income on the first of the month. So I know first of the month, hey, I'm $3,000 a month is taken care, and the remaining, whatever my freedom number is, I got the remaining 29 days of the month to go and find new business, right? So make sure I want to do that. And then I went about putting all my work, my effort, my focus on creating assets. Initially, it was SEO clients because I just want to leave my job. Then it was rank and rent because I don't want just all clients, right? I want to own my own asset, right? It's a big part of my income is rank and rent, right? But then eventually, and that's what we cover in the mastermind, especially after GMBs got difficult and all that, SEO is becoming more difficult. I'll cover that later on, right? But I also started doing what I call growth partner, where instead of having 15 to 20 rank and rent sites or 15 to 20 clients, I'd rather have 3, 4, 5, 6 growth partner clients, which are a little bit higher. They're paying me, instead of $500 a month, they pay me $1,500 to $2,000 a month, maybe. But also my relationship with them is just getting stronger and stronger. And my agreement with them is that if they grow, I grow. So it's an incentive for both of us. Okay. So eventually I went from skill-based income, because my skill was my engineering job, right? I could not decide to be a doctor because my skill is not medicine, to asset-based income, where right now, if I wanted to start a dental clinic, even though I'm not a dentist, I have an asset that I can partner with the dentist and grow my dental clinic. I just hope it makes sense to you. Okay. So the whole nurturing process, client reporting, all of that, client lead nurturing, we'll go in depth into that in the mastermind. That's not the point. The point today for you guys is this. 2nd January, okay, one day is done for 2025. We all enjoyed, celebrated New Year, all of that. How many of you here have concrete goals written down? Do you have it written down? Okay. If you have, most of us maybe, because we are in an environment where we are not like the other folks, we are entrepreneurs. But the second most important thing is, do you have some kind of a game plan? The game plan can change. It doesn't matter. The game plan can change. But do we at least have a game plan? It's the 2nd of January, 2025. Do we at least have a goal, number one, and then have it broken down by game plan? So for example, Tamia said she wants 3 rank and run sites by March 31st, 2025. That's an awesome goal, right? Reverse engineer that, and you know that at least by end of January, you must have at least one website, if not all 3. The niche should be identified, the content should be written, keyword research done, and the website should be up, right? Reverse engineer the game plan, right? You never know if it's, along the way, Tamia might think it's 3 rank and run sites that is bringing her income by March 31st. But who knows, after the first rank and run site is up and she finds a contractor, who knows, it might just be that contractor says, can you also do SEO for me? And that may take a life of its own. We don't know. But at least you have a goal and a game plan set. As a matter of fact, in yesterday's post, I made this, right? All the dentist may not become a client, and you may make your goal, get to your goal through mobile mechanics. This happened to Lindley, who's part of the mastermind, right? So that's one of the things we do in our mastermind, and I'm just taking a little bit of what we cover in the mastermind today because it'll benefit everybody, is make sure, right, you have your expenses written down. And then, like I told over here, one of the first things you want to start looking into this month, this week, is take your smallest, least bill. Let's say this $80 cell phone bill. It could be whatever it is for you. The least expense that you have every month, that's a recurring fixed cost, maybe $80 a month of cell phone bill. That's what it was for me. And I decided, okay, this month, this week, I'm going to start looking into how I can have one client or a rank and rent or something that's going to start paying me every month $80 a month to replace this. Start small and